It is the middle of the night and I am sitting up in my attic filming a Flosstube video because it has been that kind of day, and I mean that in the best possible way. I'm Michelle. This is my romantic tangle. I found an attic that I want to stitch, but first let me show you what I started this morning. I had a bit of a migraine, and by that I mean I had an aura that would not let me spell words. So what do you do when you start feeling better from a little bit of a migraine like that? Apparently in my day-to-day it is stitching on black Aida, because I don't know what kind of sense that makes, but I am glad I did it. This is Dragon Eye by Riolis, and most of this green, there are two different shades there. It is half stitches, and it was surprisingly enjoyable for stitching on black Aida. I don't get it. But I had been wanting to stitch this one for a while because it really intrigues me. It's very few colors. I didn't bring the floss up here with me. I should have. And it is on point. So what I am stitching and what I am looking at are not quite the same thing. I think this is the way it would go on the wall. This should not be confusing me, but I need to just follow the chart, stitch it the way it's pictured, and not ask questions, because otherwise I will confuse myself. Yesterday I did some more on Night to Remember. I'm stitching the onlookers. What are they? Are they onlookers? Are they passengers? I think if I call them passengers, that makes this whole thing bleaker. Although I do have another Titanic cross stitch that I think has the iceberg in it, so can you even do the Titanic in a way that's not bleak? I'm enjoying this one. The 18 count stitching it by hand, not exactly my favorite thing to do, but the crowd is coming together and I like that. The shawl that I showed you in my last Flosstube, I've done some more on it. I'm enjoying it. This is one of those pick up when I need something to knit on projects. I have no sense of urgency at all when it comes to finishing it. And then this morning I started another shawl because I needed something on the other set of needles, right? I cannot remember the name of this stitch. It is a super common knitting stitch, and the book I'm using only numbers them, so is it shell stitch? Whatever it is, I have 4 skeins of this yarn. I am increasing in pattern. I'm having to remind myself how to do that because it's something years ago I did it all day long. It's a skill I've kind of almost forgotten. I'm following sort of the directions from Knitting Modular using pattern number, you really care, don't you? Pattern number 70. I do have a review video of this book. It's a choose your own adventure shawl knitting book. Before I said I was going to stay out of the craft stores, I ordered myself some black Aida on Amazon. It is 59 by 39 inches. It was something like $17, and I was hoping that it would work for that new poison project I want to start. I also have some other projects on black that I want to start. It is crunchy. It is stiff like paper. And I'm going to wash it and I'm going to see what it does. I'm just trying to find something the equivalent to the cheap fabric that comes in kits. I'm not picky. But what surprised me is when I pulled out this one, which this is Weigard. This is pretty stiff and not all that soft on its own. So the difference between this and what I expected in my head and this and Zweigart, I think I was having too high of expectations. I'm going to wash this, see if some of the sizing comes out, see if it runs or does anything really strange. And unless it does something really horrible or I find out that the squares are really, really off square, I'll be stitching with it. No brand name, no information at all. It's just one of those Amazon mysteries. I gave myself permission to take a long break from Little Girl's Fancy. And so I kind of don't know what that means I'm stitching on now. I'm enjoying the Dragon's Eye. I'll probably keep working on Titanic, probably pick up Furry Friends again. I absolutely want to start Miranda, which is by, I should know this, The Art of Stitch off of Etsy. They're the same company that did that coffee pot that I loved so much and the pile of skulls that I loved so much. My printer is not printing true colors, so this will give you an idea. And it will also give you an idea of the other pattern that I bought today. What I saw on my screen on Etsy and what my printer came up with are not the same things. I bought a pattern based on a mock-up, and I'm approaching it cautiously, but look. The Secret of the Old Attic was one of my favorite Nancy Drew books growing up. I reread that I don't know how many times. This is the book that made me afraid of black widow spiders. As a little kid, I was told that we don't have black widow spiders in Oregon. I was lied to. I guarantee you there are a couple black widows up here in this attic with me as I'm recording this, and if they stay far from me in the rafters and do their little spidery thing, they can stay. It has the rafters. I just love it. This is not the cover that I grew up with. I don't know if I have the cover that I grew up with. I should have looked before I started filming. I know I have a copy, but it is not here on my bookshelf. The one I grew up with was ugly. The original cover art from the 30s is a lot more detailed than this, and it was up for auction a few years back. And when I saw the images of it online, my first reaction was, oh my gosh, I want to cross stitch that. So when I saw someone had converted this one, which similar, not exactly the same, I've got some questions about this one. I need to look at some floss colors, and I know we're always taking a risk if we just stitch from a mock-up. Fingers crossed, I really want this one to work out. I thought about waiting till midnight to film this so I could say I was filming in my attic at midnight, but once I get downstairs, there's some more I want to do before I turn in for the night. Thank you for watching. I'm Michelle. This is my romantic tangle. I'm going to start some new things now that I'm not trying to catch up for that mid-year update.